I have a question for the older women on the panel. When do you think women start to lower their standards, if ever? At what age?
I didn't want to believe it when I heard Kevin Samuels say 60 because I thought that was so far off. But I really do believe because we have this thing, black don't crack or whatever. I'm still 47. In 3 years, I'll be half 100. I should move differently than someone that's 27. So I would say women mistakenly think I can still compete in that arena, so I shouldn't have to settle. And then you end up in your 50s and 60s alone, and then you say, okay, I'll just be happy to have anyone.
She's telling the truth. So I'm 41, and this is the reality. I have young guys. I mean, like young, like ballers, NBA, like guys who are like early 20s who will hit me up, want to take me out and all of this. And a lot of women who still can carry a little bit as they get older, they're still in shape. They're getting hit up by these young guys, and you think you still have it because these guys will want to sleep with you. They'll even take you out. They'll even buy you something to do. They're not going to marry you. And a lot of women just like the glamour of it, and they feel like they still got it. And they don't realize these guys are just using you for easy sex. And so because they're sleeping with you and they're attracted to you, that translates in your mind that I got it. Like I'm still in the game. I know women who are like 50 and older who actually look amazing. Like no lie. Like I know these women. I have women in my family who look this way. And if they wanted to, most of the women in my family are married, but if they wanted to, they could attract, they're 50, they can attract a 30-year-old guy. And so it is not until they hit where it starts to crack and guys are just like, man, 60,
They can
I can't
attract
do that. That's six, but to hurt even if a guy wanted to.
I was just going to say they can attract him, but they can't keep him.
Absolutely.
And ultimately, that's what we want at the end of the day. We're not just supposed to be out here floating around from man to man. We are supposed to be tethered and attached and belong to someone. And I think that's normal and that's natural. We just have to do a better job of making the distinction between attention and intention.
That's right. Sexual is sexual attraction versus relationship intention. And a lot of women cannot tell the difference.
So I'm curious. You said you're 21?
Yeah.
Would you say what they're talking about? Do you see that with your friends where they'll sleep with someone that's out of their league or that someone famous will DM them?
Yeah, and it's happened to me, but because I know they're rappers, footballers, basketball players, I'm just not into that because I know that they're not going to be available to me. So, but my friends, on the other hand, they're more, yeah.
Will they fly out to someone where they don't know?
Yeah.
I'm curious, and you don't have to say this if you don't want to. How many guys has a girl your age slept with usually? Like, not you, but just in general.
Yeah. Now around 15, 20 plus.
Oh my God.
Are you 21 yet?
No, next month, yeah.
So she's not even 21 yet, guys.
And you would say the average girl. I'm not saying you
21
because
No, me personally, it's only been one, but yeah.
But girls your age, it's like 15 to 20.
Yeah, plus
It's
even
crazy.
more than
And
that.
how many were they in relationships with?
None.
It's mainly situationships now, so you know.
Shout out to feminism.
And would you agree that it's like mostly the same guys that they're all sleeping with?
Yeah, but then every time someone does them wrong, like they start catching feelings. This guy's like, okay, well, I don't want a relationship with you. They're like, okay, I'm gonna up my standards.
Wow.
And then
To where?
Why do I love her so much, guys? She's so pretty too.
Thank you so
Sorry,
much.
go ahead, keep
She's a
talking.
cutie
Sorry,
pie.
she is so cute.
Yeah, they up their standards, and when there's someone that like maybe a rapper or footballer messages them, they're just like they hop on it, and then it's like a cycle. The same thing happens where that guy just doesn't want her for what she wants.
And most of the time, do the men tell the women up front that they're not looking for anything?
Yeah, but they still believe that I can change him.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yo,
God, you are
feminism
gold.
have
Yeah.
sold
Have
women
her on
a
all
false
the
bill
time.
of goods. False
You are
bill of
gold
So
right
goods.
here.
would you agree that it's mostly on the women then because the guy said up front what they're looking for?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And why did you make a
Wow.
different choice? What made you be in a relationship when a lot of your friends are in the streets?
Because I just I'm very traditional. I want marriage, and I'm just not into the whole rapper scene. I'm very private. I like to keep myself to myself. So I'm just not into it.
Y'all older women, we have to protect her. I
You-
feel
you
like
ain't-
you're like my daughter. I feel like
You
you're
ain't
baby.
gonna
Yo,
though.
son.
You ain't gonna.
Feminism.
I'm not going
you.
to.
I'm just saying women. They're not
Okay,
gonna.
don't put that on me.
don't
That's
gotta.
your trauma. I'm protecting baby right here.
Yo,
If you want to reach
feminism-
out, I will talk to her. Absolutely. That's my job.
Feminism has disguised female empowerment through sexual liberation and acted like that thing is the damn truth. How
It's delusional.
do you create this idea that these guys are telling you this is not what I want, and you try to change their damn minds? That makes no damn sense to me.
Right.
At the end of the day, you need to look at your results. And if you are 15 guys deep, 15 large, sweating, young men,
You know that's low.
pumping,
That's low. these days.
aggressively,
Okay, I get it.
and
Okay,
fully
we get it.
on
Okay.
top of the
Okay, we
biscuits
get it, we
in
get
it.
it, we get it, we
My
get it.
bad, my
you,
bad. I get off
thank
my
you.
shit.
Get
My
it,
bad.
we
I
get
forgot that was my channel for a second. You know what I mean? That's why they demonetized me.
But what she said is it's so important for young women to speak up like that. And even what Maggie is saying, it's almost like you can see the wisdom, you can see that coming out. And what will happen is with a girl like her, if her mind wasn't right or if she wasn't open to things, she will be influenced to go to the streets. And so many other young women are influencing their friends to go to the streets because they want to be validated in what they're doing. They don't want somebody doing better, being wifed up, because then I have to look at myself and like there's a bit of jealousy that she has a boyfriend. They didn't even put your boyfriend down.
Yeah, I've cut off a lot of people, but I actually
Good
don't
for
have
you.
any friends. Even my cousins, I've had to cut them off completely
Wow.
because they're going through hard times. Like my cousin's been with someone for 6 years and they're not in a relationship, and he cheats and he just uses her.
They're not
Then they look at
together.
me and they get really jealous, and that's why I just had to cut them off.
But that's so
completely.
dangerous, right? Because we need community.
Yeah.
Please connect with her and get that mentorship and get that.
Yes.
Because we need that. We need people who are going to reach down and educate us and show us that it's different. We need men who are going to look at us and say, hey, that ain't cool. Don't be out here giving it to these boys. Don't be doing this, right? And that's why I keep going to the whole, it's a circle effect, right? It's not just focusing on one end. It's a role that both are called to play. Yes, we absolutely have to take accountability as a woman. And I love that at 21, approaching 21, that you are doing that you are mature, that this is wisdom talking. If we go out on these streets, even in America, I can't come across an average 21-year-old who thinks like you do. That is so rare. You are a unicorn in today's society. We don't exist, right? So I love that.
That's why I would say there are more husbands today. When a man finds a woman whose mind is right and talks like that even young, she is so valuable out here. Even like a man will let go of a lot of things. I talk to a lot of high value men in terms of what they're looking for, and I say, will you like, I don't need a 10. I will take a 7. I will even take a 6. I will take a woman if she has the right mind and I know I can trust her and I'm safe with her and she's going to be a good mother and a good wife. I'll take that all day over these IG models who are just worth nothing. And these men, they can run through them and it just becomes boring. It just becomes, they're intrigued by a woman who has character and quality. And a lot of these young women are not understanding this. Even men that you think are absolutely for the street, if they've come across character and quality, they are just like, they feel like it's a unicorn. But there are more men who are ready than there are. How many young women talk like this? How many young men
Not
are
many.
actually virgins compared to young women who are 21? They're not, women can get sex everywhere. That's why the body count is high.
Have you ever spoken to your friends about maybe that's not the best path to go down,
Yeah.
and how do they react?
They're like, well, they don't listen. Then the thing is, they get hurt, they run to me, and then the next day they're talking to them again. It's just like, it's a cycle.
Wow.
And then it's kind of dragging me down, and it's the energy, and I just don't want that energy around
One of the
me.
reasons why we
for
don't
you.
listen to women out here, guys, okay, because women will say a lot of things. Like you said, they would say, oh, I hate him. He's this, he's that. Next week, they're back with
Right
him.
back. Yeah.
They're back with him.
Why do
So-
they do that, though?
Girl, you know what?
Because women are led by their emotions, not
And
by
they
their
want
logic.
validation
No,
from men, right?
Well, they're led by their emotions because, like, if a guy got cheated on, if a guy gets cheated on, right, his logic kicks in. He's like, okay, what is it like? What did she do? How did it go down? Oh my God, that makes me feel sick. Oh, I can't be around that anymore. A woman she wants that, like you said, she wants that validation. She's emotionally attached to somebody, and she will let that lead, and she doesn't think about the things that men think about when they get cheated on.
I'd like to answer your question. Why do women do that? I think it's because women, we just want everything. And we wanna, as women, we wanna think that who's that Ronaldo guy's wife? What's her face that was working at a shoe store?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about? Anyone know her name?
Yeah,
I forget her name.
Georgina or something like that.
Georgina, yeah.
I think women in general, we're narcissistic, and we all think that we're more important than we are. And we also think that we can change men, as she said. And we all think we're whatever Ronaldo. So even if a man hasn't wifed the last 50 girls, 100 girls, 200 women, we're all just think that we're special. And that we're going to be the 201st that just changes him. And occasionally, there's a Ronaldo chick that gets lucky. And then all the girls point at the Sierras and the Ronaldo chicks and just say, well, they did it, so I can do it. But you don't look like her.
Right.
So you won't have that outcome. And then when you try to tell them that, they just don't listen and do it again. Yeah.
I don't think it's even determined on women. Like, a lot of times when a man is ready for a wife, the next woman that comes along that meets the criteria that he's looking for, he will get married. It may not even depend on because she's so special. It's just that she's meeting certain criteria that he can work with. And when a man is ready, men own marriage, they own relationship. We own sex.